EKN Nation? We are back for another Face2Face. My name's Rob Howden, joined by David Cole, as always. David, this is kind of an annual show for us. We talk to a lot of people through our Face2Face, but every year we make sure we check back in with the guys from the Rock Island Grand Prix. The Labor Day Classic this year on August the 30th and 31st. The 30th edition of this fantastic race. You and I raced it last year. We thought we were going to run one class. Zach Buchanan signed us up for 3 classes. I was whooped by the end of it. But man, so good to get back to Rock Island last year. You've been going for, I don't know, how many years is in a row for you now?
Yeah, I've been going since 2004. So you can do the math.
21.
It's been a long time. Yeah, except for 2020, obviously. But it's been every single event since 2004. It's been a long run. It's been a fun run. Lots of stories, lots of memories, and you actually tired out before the end of last year. I did. Remember that?
I didn't run the last main.
You quit.
It was a bouncy, tough racetrack, but man, it was so much fun last year. It was good.
Yeah, but that's what makes it fun. It's unique, it's different, and every lap is always different because of the barriers moving and this and that. We're full in Supernats mode right now because the entry is opening and the big numbers are going in for making sure everybody's getting their spot for the Vegas event in November. But it's very much like that. The racetrack changes every session you go out there. It's never the same, whether it be the more grip gets laid down or dirt gets, or it rains, a lot of different scenarios because we've kind of seen it all. The only thing we haven't seen is snow, and thank God it's in September. It won't snow.
And David, it's a Saturday, Sunday show. It's not like you're banging out laps on practice all day Friday and then Saturday. It literally, you roll it on Saturday, you have a driver's meeting, and then you're on track. And that's why a lot of guys run a number of different classes so they can get more track time. The 3 categories we got, I was good until Sunday afternoon when I just kind of ran out of gas a bit there. But it's just one of those races. It's not just about the race. That's one of the things. You go there to race, but it's in the Arts and Entertainment District in downtown Rock Island. There's concerts. This year it's the Blues Brothers. We'll talk about that over on the stage. Last year we headed over to the stage. There was a fantastic band playing there as well on the Sunday evening. Bottom line, it was just an absolutely great weekend.
Yeah, it's fun on and off the racetrack. That's the key, and it starts right away Friday. You get to you can be part of the track build. I'm sure Roger will try and get anyone he can to be part of the track build on Friday. But everybody arrives in, gets their pits set up. Everybody starts bench racing right then and right there, and it continues on until Sunday night when after the award ceremony and everybody bench races after the racing. So again, it's fun. What's that?
Old time tap.
Yeah, well, it's fun on and off the racetrack. Again, it's a unique experience. You'll never experience an event like this, and that's the one thing we continue to tell everybody about. And we've seen, last year we had drivers from California come. We had obviously we have Bermuda coming every year. You got different people, Canada. You got different people coming from all over the place just to experience it. And again, if you do it one and done, at least you've done it. At least you've experienced. They should have a T-shirt every year.
Bucket list.
Yes, it's a bucket list. It really is. And, there's the street race coming up, Elkhart Lake Riverwalk Grand Prix this weekend in Indiana, which was one of the founding major street races in the United States back in the early 90s.
Yep.
Correct, I believe, right?
Yeah. By Kurt Paluzzi from National Kart News. Yeah. My former boss. I worked with him for a couple of years. Indeed. So here's the thing. This is an opportunity. It's an interactive show. If you're coming in and have any questions, feel free to post them, whether you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, doesn't matter. Feel free to put your questions down in the comments. We'll see them, and we'll try to bring them in because we have not only Roger Ruthhart lined up, who leads the committee that runs this event, but also Ty Scher, a big part of that program as well. And from Margay Racing and, of course, the Ignite Racing program, Keith Freeber joining us as well. So, David, let's bring him into the studio here. We'll get things underway. There's Roger, there's Keith, and there's Ty. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time out here on a Thursday evening to talk about this race. And, hey, the countdown starts, right? We're a month away. Roger?
Yeah, exactly.
Start with you. 1 month. You ready?
Time flies when you're having fun.
Hey, listen, a lot going on, too. Let's begin first and foremost. David and I were talking last year. We've run the race many times. I think I'm up like 6 or 7 races, maybe 8. Cole's probably there, maybe a little bit more of us racing as well as just covering or me announcing it. It was all done on that one racetrack for the so many years, right? The track that everybody knows, the traditional Rock Island racetrack. They did a lot of work on it last year. They were doing like a lot of serious road work and septic work and waterline work, that kind of thing. So a lot of it's repaved. We got moved over to a track that was kind of, if you can flip it over, we were on the other part of the racetrack. We love the layout there. But this is number one, to return to the original layout, or the layout that they've run for so many years, and newly repaved with a couple of changes. Let's talk about the repave, though, and all the work that's been done in downtown Rock Island.
Yeah, it's like every other year, the track's always a little bit different than it was the year before. But this year, basically, for those that are familiar with it, from turn 3, 4, and 5, there's major changes and rebuild involved, and all the way through there. So it changes the nature of the course, and it allows us to try some different things too.
We've seen some drawings of potentially a change in turn number 5, the left hand that leads back into what is the final corner, turn 6. So are those locked and loaded yet? Do you have more layouts? Look at David Cole jumping in there with that. Love it. So yeah, you can see at the essentially top left part of the track, it's not just going to be that full on, flat out left hander back down to turn 6. Instead, there's potentially going to be a right hander, maybe a hairpin in there. Roger, can you confirm or deny?
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm not sure it'll look exactly like it does on the map. Basically, from my perspective, we're going to kind of put this in Terry Riggins' hands and let him tell us how the best way to do that is. Yeah. He has a corner similar to that at his track in Anderson, Indiana. So I think he's dealt with it before. But the street you're turning onto there is 18th Street. And if you look from the corner up on the map, all of that street's been repaved.
Okay.
So we could turn there and go half a block up and half a block back down and be smooth as ice,
I like
it. The thing that I think is important there for people who've raced here before is that you might remember going through that corner, on the inside, there's a couple of manholes that we try and avoid.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then the road itself had a pretty steep crown in it. So if you're bouncing through there, it easily could push you to the outside of the track just because of the way the street is sloped.
Hey, Cole, have you wrecked there?
Yes, I have wrecked there. I've spun there, and
you'll be happy to know. You'll be happy to know that part of the repaving project has made that whole area flat.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right. So whether you go straight through the corner to crash, or to the right and crash, or however you want to do it, you're not going to be bounced by that hill in the road.
Keith, let's ask Keith about that. You're going to have a bunch of Ignite guys there. You are a longtime racer yourself. What are your thoughts on putting a right-hander into a hairpin? That would definitely change the complection of the race.
Well, what I like about it is that I think it creates another potential passing zone if it's done correctly. That was traditionally a corner where it was very difficult to pass unless you just really did the full send and kind of didn't care what happened after that. So I think that will, I think the racers will like it, and it should create a little bit spicier racing. So it should be good.
Dave, that's one of the things you and I said about last year's different racetrack was there was a couple of corners where you really had to get on the brakes pretty aggressively down into essentially what was turn 2. That's not really what you had to do. As we know, Rock Island and a Briggs used to be flat out, right? I think I lifted in turn number 1 because I'm a bit of a pussy that way. But I never wrecked in turn 1, so I can say that. It would be a big difference in terms of how you drive it.
I mean, yeah, because you come out of the right-hand corner and it sets up. You kind of do a left to right movement. So you'd come out of the right and stay to the left side of the racetrack to set up for this new section. So it would definitely create the muscle memory would be a lot different for a lot of the drivers. I'm wondering, Ty, have you talked to a lot of people surrounding the event that come in, and whether it be, teams or drivers, what's kind of been the feedback when this was kind of announced a couple months ago?
Yeah, I think mostly positive. Can you guys hear me all right? Just make sure my audio is good. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think the feedback has been mostly positive. I mean, like you guys just said, I mean, I think the thought is that it's something different. You know, there's a lot of legacy drivers here that have won a lot, and the new guy that shows up now, he's got something new that he can possibly beat them on, so in an area of the track that they haven't seen before. So I think that's how most people are viewing it right now.
That's a really good point, because guys like Tony Nielsen can close their eyes and win a race still, because they know, like David mentioned, muscle memory. So the track's number one, Roger. Let's go with some other big things. You guys, I know, are making some changes in terms of registration as well. This is a big one, allowing drivers to bring their own tires. They're not actually having to buy tires through the event this year.
Yeah, that's through time, these rules have changed, and try and do what's best for the racing community. And we for the event and for the racers and that, we originally had, supplied tires that they had to use to race on here. But the feedback we got from a number of people was, number one, I already have tires. Well, I'd have to buy from you, which is understandable. But also, your race comes near the end of the season. I'm going to get tires from you, and I'm not going to use them again until next March, and so I don't even think I'm going to come. We heard that a lot. There was a number of reasons why people didn't come, but that was one of them.
Listen, and that's one of the things. Remove the barriers of entry, right? Or at least remove the excuses to a certain extent. If there's things that could potentially stop someone from coming and experiencing one of the best races in the country every year, try to eliminate those and make it easier for them to come. And there's no more excuses and come and race. And let's talk the next about the kind of the free entry program you're putting together. If a driver who's been there for the last number of years brings somebody who's never been to the event, what David and I keep talking about, having new people come to try this thing out, they're going to get a free entry. Is that correct? You want to give us the details on that?
Yeah, I mean, basically that's how it works. The new driver has to enter first, and then we will apply a credit to whoever it was that got him to come. It's only one race per driver, with the exception of if you bring two new drivers, it's one race for each of those two new drivers.
I like it.
So it's a way to sort of, reward the guys that have been coming here and supporting us, in the past, and also hopefully to encourage some people to come who've said, well, it's always on my bucket list, but I never make it. It's a holiday weekend or whatever. And so this is another reason that, might encourage them.
I like that. I think that's a great call. Let's talk as well about start procedures, because last year I wasn't able to get off the line at all in the Le Mans style start. So so rolling starts now, as I'm told. I like that idea.
I'll speak for myself, because I think there's a number of different perspectives on this one.
Yep.
But over the years, we've tried Le Mans starts on one side of the street, two sides of the street. We spaced out the spaces more and less. We've tried different angles. And to me, and you guys know I don't race, but I sit there and watch the starts, and I see a guy run up the back of another cart who did absolutely nothing wrong and wreck his race, or put him, a half a block behind or whatever.
Yep.
And that to me is just, and it happens once or twice a year. That's not a lot, but it just keeps happening. So, I supported the idea of trying to change and go to the rolling starts or the standing starts or whatever it matches best for the class. But, and I think that's sort of what, Ty can probably speak to it better than anybody else, but I think that's kind of how our committee felt too. You just shake your head and go, what else can we do? We've tried so many different things to make this start work, but for whatever reason, and maybe it's just, the diversity of the drivers, maybe we have people that come who've never had a Le Mans start before or whatever, but we just thought we'd try this as a way to try and eliminate all the collateral damage on the starts.
Right at the start. Ty, you got some insight on that? We pause this show for a quick commercial break. Stay tuned for more here on the EKN Radio Network. History, success, family. Those are the three words that can describe Comet Kart Sales, one of the longest tenured karting businesses in the United States. The family-owned operation located just outside of Indianapolis has provided karts, parts, and services for thousands of racers in the near 6 decades of business. Their online store features everything you need, continually adding new parts to their product line. From full karting packages, new engines, spare or replacement parts, and safety gear, find it all at CometKartSales.com. Their Comet Racing Engine service has won multiple major events and championships over decades of karting and continues to offer the best trackside service in the industry, specializing in IAME X30, IAME Swift, and other 2-cycle power plants. Make sure to head to CometKartSales.com or call them at 317-462-3413 to be part of the Comet Kart Sales family today.
Welcome to AIM Sports and the groundbreaking Micron 6 karting data logger. Since its inception, AIM Sports has been at the forefront of motorsport technology, revolutionizing how racers gather data. From its early days, AIM has tailored its innovations to provide precise insights, allowing racers to fine-tune their strategies and push their limits. Fast forward to today, and we're excited to celebrate 30 years of Micron by introducing the latest evolution in karting data loggers, the Micron 6. Designed with cutting-edge features, including 25Hz GPS with mil-spec precision, a 6-axis inertial platform, shift lights and alarms, temperature inputs, and a host of wired and wireless expansions. With 2 CAN buses, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi, it's perfect for karting enthusiasts looking to enhance their game on the track. With its advanced suite of sensors, high-speed data acquisition, and easy-to-use interface, the Micron 6 delivers unparalleled performance on track. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, this powerful tool helps you analyze every turn, every lap, even every heartbeat. Imagine a tool that not only records your lap times, but also analyzes parameters like speed, tire temperature, driver inputs, and engine performance. With the Micron 6, you'll gain insights that can shave seconds off your times and elevate your skills behind the wheel. Don't just drive, be data-driven. Join the AIM Sports community today and equip yourself with the Micron 6 to take your karting experience to the next level. Visit aimsports.com to learn more. AIM Sports, 30 years of Micron.
Thank you for listening to the EKN Radio Network. We now join the show already in progress.
Yeah, it's really, a lot of what Roger said there is true. I mean, it's, we've had so many opinions on the starting scenario, and street races kind of have this cool nostalgia of Le Mans style starts. So I know there was kind of some mention of a rolling start, in a variety of the classes we do a rolling start, but here we're actually the main change we have going is going away from the curb style Le Mans start on the side of the streets to like more of an F1 style grid approach. So still standing. But
it's not going to be a rolling start. It's just going to be standing starts, but on a grid.
Yeah, and I think what we're really trying to tackle there is the convergence. We've seen so many instances where the karts converging. It's a game of chicken. It's who's gonna punk the other guy out of his line.
They're all diving to the middle. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you line them up tight like this, the only way to go is to the outside.
Right. So it's hopefully we're all lined up facing the corner and not having to basically turn down the street now. And that obviously is the hope there is that we have less crashes on the first lap, and a lot of more people racing each other throughout the event, and people staying on the track longer.
Ty, let's talk about the schedule as well. We're of course going to come to Keith Freeburg to talk about the Ignite component here momentarily, but let's talk about the fact that you guys moved a couple of races to Saturday. Was it Briggs 206, Heavy 2, and Medium 2 are going to run on Saturday as it could be the last races?
Yeah, that was kind of a new idea of our committee. Admittedly, we saw our friends at the Quincy South Park Street race have some good success with that over the years, where they kind of break up their weekend. And if you think about some of our racers like the Tony Nielsen, Sketchy Barnes, and Scott's, they tend to run a lot of Dolian as well. They tend to run a lot of races in one day,
like literally running from the scales to the grid.
Yeah. So guys running 6, 8 races in a day. I mean, I get one race in and I'm gassed. I can't believe the shit they've got to be in to run 6 or 8, like Nielsen. Yeah. And so our thought was like, hey, we could do ourselves both a favor. We could break this up a little bit, give those racers a way to spread this out over the weekend, so they're not all gassed and all on Sunday. And then also it kind of helps us with our scheduling, where we can chop up the event a little bit, and especially when obviously, as you guys would know, an event like ours, heavy 206 4-cycle classes. It gives us some other angles to play with that and interject some more classes in the schedule order that we wouldn't normally have if we were running them all on the same day.
I love that idea. Let's talk about 80cc shifter, Roger. You guys got to get behind that a little bit. I like to see that. I've always loved the 80cc shifter class. It was a big resurgence a number of years ago with the SIRA. Well, is that happening right now? Have you been in touch with them? Is that something you think you're going to get a decent amount of drivers to come out and run?
I don't know. I mean, we never know what we're going to get in the way of drivers to come out and run. But my perspective on it, and I think our whole organizing group, is that we need to do something to encourage more people to race shifters, period, but in the Midwest especially. And you hear about, well, there's the cost of this, and travel for that, and all the other thing to run the big gearbox classes other places, and the program that SIRA has put together is an attempt to minimize a lot of that. I've also talked with Billy Musgrave and those guys about getting their, promoting their FZ program. Yeah. It's a little bit different. It doesn't really work because their smaller engines are in the junior classes and things like that. But we're still, putting their 125 in the open shifter class, and hoping that, and running it at the stock Honda weight, which we haven't been getting many stock Hondas anyway. But just to find a way to promote the effort a little bit, and hope that some people will at least look into it and try it, or if they are running the class, they'll be able to run it here.
Well, I think you talk about getting drivers in the Midwest, right? We've talked about you put the race on. It's the big race in the Midwest. Run the classes that are run within a couple hours of you to allow people to come who are closer, who don't have to make the big travel trek from Texas, California, whatever it may be. It's obviously worked when we talk about the Ignite Challenge. This is where we'll bring Keith Freeburg in, a good segue, because, listen, the Rock Island, so much is about the Ignite program. You guys put it up on social media today that it was 10 years ago, Keith, when you guys had your first Ignite major, and that was at Rock Island. So 10 years of Ignite majors now. The Rock Island is a huge race for you guys in terms of your Arrive and Drive program, people coming out. David and I, of course, had a fantastic time last year, once again, run with you guys. What's the turnout? What's the excitement looking like for Rock Island this year within the Ignite camp?
I think it's going to be really good. I think we're back in the swing of things with having 3 sort of marquee Grand Prix style street race events throughout the season now. I think it's easier to build momentum for all 3 events and build energy for all 3 events. They're sort of pretty well aligned. And I love the program between the 3 big events. So we've already had Quincy. Obviously, we've got Elkhart this weekend, and then we finish the season off with with Rock Island. And turnout seems like it's going to be really good. We're going to have a bunch of 2 cycles up there as well as the Ignite program. And I still really look forward to it, even after all these years. Really enjoyed it last year. Enjoyed the, all the extracurricular activities, like the concert down on the new amphitheater that they have down on the riverfront. Man, that's nice.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
Really there. So that'll be fun on Saturday night. Just really excited about it. And the cool thing about this event specifically that I've seen more at Rock Island than any other of these street race events is the number of people that cross from one side of the fence to the other. I have seen so many drivers over the years that one year were spectating at Rock Island, didn't know much about go-karting, seemed like, hey, this will be fun, let's go watch this race. And then the next year you come back and they're actually participating.
Yeah.
And I would say that that's a somewhat, not unique, but it's just more prevalent at Rock Island than anywhere else. There are so many drivers that literally cross from one side of the fence to the other. And I'd like to think that we encourage that with the Ignite program there, because it is easy and that is a great place to start. And so it's a lot of fun to see, people that you may have met a year ago and now they're competing and they're having a big time. And then you see them year after year after year. So maybe they don't race 10 times a year. Maybe they only race 2 or 3 times a year, but Rock Island is one of those races that's always on their list.
And I think, Keith, one of the things that you guys bring to the table with the Ignite program is the arrive and drive option, right? Obviously, Rock Island has been a long time about people coming, bringing their own equipment. There's not been a lot of arrive and drive stuff there. It's been a lot of local drivers over the last number of years. You give the opportunity for anybody, wherever they are, and we promote this and to people around it. You need to come and try Rock Island. Here's the best way to do it if you don't want to bring your stuff out. You guys have a full arrive and drive program. We had drivers from California last year come out and do an arrive and drive, right? Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah. So wherever you're from, just get there. We'll take care of everything else. Just get to Rock Island. We'll take care of everything else. We'll even have the beer cold for you. And,
I missed that part.
Oh no.
As will the rest of the town. So no, it's just a good event, good old school event that's a lot of fun to participate in, and just love seeing all the people come back year after year. And again, so many. It's just it's not weird. I call it weird, but it's just a unique thing that so many people have made the transition from spectator to participant at that event, and I just love to see that.
What I want to talk about as well, you mentioned it very briefly, it's the Ignite 100 program, because in the many earlier years of the Rock Island Grand Prix, there was a lot of Margays running Yamaha KT 100s, right? A lot of guys won races. Tony Jump. You go to all the guys that won races.
Joey King.
Joey King.
And Joey came out and saw us 2 weeks ago at the Ignite Challenge event at 61 Cartway, and
That's
he
awesome.
got all lit up and said, I've got to get a cart. I'm going to get a cart. I have to get back.
Talking about. That's perfect.
So hopefully,
good time for sure. So, but where I'm going with this is you have a Ignite 100 senior and a master category as well. What kind of numbers are we going to see the Margays back out there in 100cc competition? I'm really excited about that.
I would love to say that we're going to see 30 carts or something like that, but that's not the reality of 2-cycle racing these days. So I would be thrilled, and I hope the organizers would be happy if we saw a total of 15 carts between the two classes.
I was going to say a half dozen each or something like that.
I think that would be a really solid number if we saw 12 to 15 total. That's certainly more than any other sort of 2-cycle program going on in the Midwest right now, unless
well, again, it's brand new. Keith, tell us a little bit about what that package is, because not everybody knows. We had an article a month ago about it. Tell people what that Ignite 100 is.
Yeah, it's the exact same concept of the Ignite 206 that we've had so much success with. It's all spec. It's spec. Everybody's on the same equipment, and that is what really resonates with a lot of new participants. They look at getting involved in karting, and it could be very overwhelming. Traditionally, it's like, there's all this different equipment and all these different classes, and what do I do? So we've tried to really narrow that down and hone in on the real fundamentals and put everybody on the same equipment. Naturally, everybody thinks they're the best driver. So if I'm on the same equipment, everybody here is going to win, right?
That's it. Yeah. for sure.
Maybe tie. I don't know.
Probably
so
tie.
we've done
Probably
the
tie.
same thing. You know, the engine, the 100cc VLR 100 is sealed. There's that's the key difference, is that you can rebuild this engine because it's a 2-cycle, and it's not cost effective to say you can't rebuild it. So we have one shop that rebuilds all the engines. They do so blindly. In other words, they don't know whose engine they're working on. And everything goes through that one shop. I think that was a problem with some of these other spec engine, sealed engine programs in the past, where you had different shops that could rebuild the same engine. So we eliminate that issue. And it's the same chassis that we run in the 206 class.
Okay.
So you can start out as a 206 racer, and then you've run the 206 program for 3, 4, 5 years or however long, and you want to move up to something that's a little bit quicker maybe. This is it. This is the program. You can do it with the same chassis. We offer an engine kit where you can bolt it right onto your existing Ignite K3. So we try to make it as easy as possible to go 2-cycle racing.
Is Sharf coming out?
Sharf is coming up. Yes, he'll be there.
Dog.
The guy's
Big
an
dog.
animal. You can't tell him no. And he is going to run Elkhart this weekend. He ran Quincy. I won't mention his age because he wouldn't be happy.
Well, listen, he just got inducted, I believe, or accepted into the Road Racing Drivers Club, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's a huge honor.
Huge honor.
Huge honor and very tough to do. So he's in a real select group of people there. The guy wants to race. The guy wants to race every weekend. And you have to respect that a lot. And he's fast.
He's fast.
I mean, that's what's really annoying about him, is he's still super fast.
Yes, no doubt about that.
So, he ran Quincy in the 100cc, won the Masters class there, and was really pretty much hanging with the seniors as well. So,
what about, we get Folks come out? Is Rick Folks coming out again?
Rick got dinged up a little bit at Quincy in one of the 206 classes, and he's still recovering from that and trying to get back on track for his upcoming road race. I'm not sure. We're always going to push for Rick to be there because he's such a great guy to have around.
Yeah.
Just absolutely love having him anywhere near us. But we are going to have a real good mix of young and old drivers, and really looking forward to it.
And the great thing about the Ignite 100, you can run that in the King of the Rock 100 category as well, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Put a little bit softer tire on there. We run the R70 tire, the Hoosier R70, which is really terrific. We run that and spec that on the Ignite 100. That tire has all the grip you need. You do not need more grip than that tire, especially if you're a middle-aged guy who's already gasping for air after a couple laps. Yeah, right. Here we go with that again.
One thing I'd throw out there just as an observation, and I don't know, we've worked with Keith and Margay and everybody is there as long as I can remember, and I can't remember any negative from being involved with them. I think no matter who you deal with, they're happy to listen to you and they're happy to make suggestions back and forth. And I think that's why some of their programs have been so successful, is because they actually, listen to and deal with the racers and the tracks and everything else. But we've had a great run with Margay, and I'm sure it's going to continue, whatever the next thing that they had. But it's really exceptional for us, I think, to be able to show our spectators and people and the racers and that you can spend X number of dollars and have your own cart and learn how to race like everybody else just by following this program that everybody's already done.
It's proof of concept for sure. And I can speak, Dave and I can both speak to the fact that we've run at different events with the Ignite Challenge or the Ignite program. The Arrival Drive is fantastic. The mechanics are great. The atmosphere is tremendous under the tent. So it's a great experience all around. 10 out of 10. Anytime anybody asks you about that. So
I appreciate those comments, and that just really speaks to the team that we have here and the great group of guys and women too that have worked with us over the years. I mean, people sort of come and go over time. We've been doing this for a long time, so we have cycled through a number of people, but they're all really good people, and I've been very, very fortunate to be surrounded by a bunch of great people, and they do all the hard work as they know for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we've got a great group of people that love it and just love helping other racers. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Rod, let's take the opportunity to talk about some of the things that are up for grabs as well. Obviously, the Rock Trophy. Let's just be real; it's right up there with the Duffy and anything you can win in terms of a piece to put on the mantle. Right, one of those iconic trophies. But let's talk about there's this. You don't have one back there, Cole.
I don't have one back there.
No, you don't. Yeah. See, at least Freeber's got a Duffy back there.
He does.
That's a Gussie, actually.
That's a Gussie. That's right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and a lot of people will be quick to tell you that it's a pity Gussie. I didn't win it on track.
I got a pity Rock.
Yeah, right. So you and I are in the same club.
We are.
I still love it, and I'm ever grateful to Terry Trader that gifted me with that. But yeah, I didn't really get it done on track.
You have Duffys, do you not though?
I don't have any Duffys. I was always a WKA guy.
Oh, so you got Screaming Eagles then. And
I was a WKA guy.
All right. We pause this show for a quick commercial break. Stay tuned for more here on the EKN Radio Network. Fast, fair, and fun. Ignite Karting offers you all of that at an affordable price. Ignite Karting utilizes the spec Margay Ignite K3 chassis with a Briggs & Stratton 206 engine and the Hoosier R80 tire. Everyone in the rookie, junior, senior, heavy, and masters classes compete on the same Ignite K3 chassis, which puts all the emphasis squarely on driver development. Additionally, Ignite Karting is accessible at the local, regional, and national level. Special events for the season include the Ignite Majors that begin with the annual trip to the Daytona International Speedway as part of the WKA Daytona Kart Week, running in both the sprint and road racing events. Those in the Midwest can enjoy the regionally based Ignite Challenge, featuring 5 iconic facilities. Local club programs have also been established in states all across the country, Idaho to Texas, Nebraska to New York, with more tracks and clubs joining the Ignite Karting program. Be part of fast, fun, and great memories with Margay Racing at an Ignite track near you. All information on Ignite events and Ignite kart packages, including dealers in your area, are available at ignitekarting.com. Get off the couch and onto the track this year. Ignite Karting. Fuel your passion. For over 90 years, DID has been the leading manufacturer for high-quality on- and off-road chain use. DID has been chosen by the top powersport athletes from all over the world and is continuing to grow every day. From the karting track or your off-road adventures to your long street bike trips, DID has a chain to fit your needs. Their kart chain lineup offers variations of chains from high-performance sealed chains to the industry-leading non-sealed 219 HTZ chain. The DID SDH pin treatment is the unique design that allows for a lighter chain for less rotational mass, while still keeping a high tensile strength for peak performance. If you're in the need for a high-quality chain, DID has a chain for all makes and models. With our cutting-edge chain lineup, take your ride to the next level with DID. Visit didchain.com to find a dealer near you. Thank you for listening to the EKN Radio Network. We now join the show already in progress. Hey, listen, let's talk about the Rock Island scholarships, Roger. Let's start with the one for the Superkarts USA Super Nationals 28 from Simpson Motorsports STL. Let's talk about that one from Corey Simpson.
Yeah, it's a great program that's been going on for a number of years now, and I think everybody that I've talked to who benefited from it has enjoyed the chance to go and race at these other races that maybe they wouldn't normally be racing at.
David, was it Mitchell Lowry last year that went?
Yep.
Yeah, Mitchell. Yeah, we didn't have shifter racing last year.
That's right.
I don't want to get into that. So we did a contest online, and Mitchell Lowry. He actually was in an incident this weekend at the Summer Nationals. Luckily, was able to walk away from that. But yeah, he was one of the drivers to go and race at the Super Nationals, courtesy of Simpson Motorsports STL, and enjoy that. And I believe Race Laborante was the other recipient. Yeah. And he nearly again won KA Senior once again.
That's right. Yeah.
so you'll have King of the Streets winner, Master Shifter winner, and King of the Rock 100 winner at Rock Island, getting tickets to race at the Supernats.
And Roger, a partnership with Rock Cup USA as well.
Right, that's new this year, but opportunity to either race at their year-end event or one of the races in the spring in Florida
Winter Tour.
And based on, what you win is based on whether it's motors or tires or whatever it is that you're racing there. But yeah, we're glad to have them involved and promote their program as well.
So where do we go to now? We talked about the amphitheater, the new stage down by the river. Let's we talk about the Blues Brothers.
Sure, if you want to.
I love it. Well, listen, that's one of the things, folks. If you've never been to Rock Island before, if you were there for the first number of years, there was always a band called the Travoltas, a disco band that played downtown. A lot of great memories there. It was a big part of everything that we did at the track. You were there Saturday night having a great time. But the Blues Brothers, we went to the concert last year, and it was the venue, as Keith mentioned, it's just beautiful, right on the river, absolutely gorgeous. This year's going to be the Blues Brothers, and if you're a fan of the Blues Brothers, as most people normally are, I did a little research on this band, and this is a big time program, Roger. This is a big band out of Chicago.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're just, they've been doing this for, I think, 35 years now.
Wow.
And of course, the original Blues Brothers aren't touring anymore. So if you like that concept, these are the guys you want to hear. It's a 11-piece band, and just really quality musicians. They do all kinds of songs. They do obviously the stuff that the Blues Brothers did, but they also do rock and Motown and soul, and they do some Chicago stuff because they have a horn section and all that. So It's just the thing that I like about it, though, well, two things actually, but number one is it's just a get up and party band. You can even, if you look at the videos of the two Blues Brothers guys, they're up there partying and dancing the whole time themselves. So you can't help but not stand up and join in.
And it's Schweibert Riverfront Park. What is it, like a block walk, a block and a half walk? I think from the hotel.
Yeah,
maybe 2 blocks.
Yep. It's probably a block from the hotel. It's a little closer, a little farther from the track, but yeah, it's the interesting thing we talked about earlier is way back in I think it was the late 70s, the original Blues Brothers, in some fictional moment, claimed that they were raised in an orphanage in Rock Island, Illinois.
That's so good.
And for those who've been downtown, they've probably seen the statues that have been there. I don't know, they've been there probably 20 or 30 years, the Blues Brothers statues. But for a lot of different reasons, none of which are under the control of the city, we haven't been able to really bring a band in and play to the fact that, you guys are from here. And so besides the music and everything, we're going to have a few other things going on. And it's going to be a really fun weekend, and hopefully something that we can continue for. These guys do 50, 60 shows every summer. It was a miracle that we were even able to get into their schedules. So I think it's going to be something that people are, they've never played the Quad Cities before. I think people are just their mouths are going to drop open.
So go have dinner. Go to the award ceremony. Is it Saturday night or Sunday night?
Saturday night.
Perfect. The
concert's from 7:30 to 9:30. So if you want to go to bed early, you can, or you can go out to the bars afterward. The shops or whatever. Feel free to do that. We're sponsoring it with the Blues Society and the Rock Island Parks Department, which has their grills and their beer vendor and all that going on right there.
There's cocktails available, folks. Don't.
Yeah, just come. Bring something to sit on. Come down and have a good time.
Yeah, gather up the crew. Head
like you said, it's night. Right. It's right on the. You can almost spit in the Mississippi River.
It's beautiful. That's Keith and I were there last year. We just couldn't believe how beautiful that venue was. It was unbelievable. Just beautiful. But Joseph Rapp's ready to party. I like that. Yep, the Blues Brothers again. This is the new gen, the next gen for what we used to do back in the day with the Travoltas. The Blues Brothers are obviously a great band. The Blues Brothers that are going to be here is going to be fantastic too. That'll be a lot of fun. I think you guys will have a great time. I'm now wishing I would be there if only just for the band.
We've promoted for many, many years, even when we probably weren't able to support it. The whole concept of come for the races and stay for the party.
That's it.
And that goes back, to the Travoltas, but there's always, with a few exceptions, been, a great way to get together. It's unique in that it's the race fans, the racers, the competing teams, everybody gets together, one place and has a good time.
Yeah, when the hangover goes away, you'll still have the memories.
Yeah, exactly. We had a team from Europe that came once, and they were just shocked and amazed. They said, in Europe, every team has their own party, and nobody gets together and has a great time like you guys do.
Yeah. Yeah,
so they were really, they were really impressed to just participate in that.
David, anything else, or we go around the horn for final thoughts?
Yeah, I was going to ask Ty. We haven't really kind of gone over the class structure. It's pretty much the same as last year, except with the addition of Ignite Senior 100 and Ignite Masters 100. Ty, are there any major changes in terms of class structure for any of the categories that we'll be running this year?
Yeah, I think we hit them all. It's like we highlighted earlier, it's on the race format, there's the things with the start that have changed and a little bit on the track. And then in the classes, it's really just a few tweaks. I think the tires that we mentioned earlier, that's really just us trying to be mindful of the racer, save them some money at the end of the season and hopefully promote some more entries for us. But the tires are really the biggest change across the board that affect the classes.
I think we all know that there's a core group of people that come to the Rock Island Grand Prix every year, right? They're always there. And again, Roger, the push this year is bring a friend, like bring someone who's never been there. All that bench racing you do when you leave the Rock Island Grand Prix and tell everybody how much fun it is. This is the opportunity to drag that person along, say, cross it off your bucket list once and for all. When you come, you're going to come back again. But the deal you guys have with a free entry, if somebody brings somebody else, I love that. Because I think once new people come here, they're going to understand how great it is. Keith,
yeah, we hope so. I mean, the whole tire thing is there's still control. I mean, we're still specifying brands and compounds. It's not like you just throw any tire on you want and go race, but we're leaving it up, leaving it to the racers to determine, what they want to use, and based on, a sponsor deal or what they have in their trailer or whatever it is, great, come race.
Keith, we'll wrap things up with you for the Ignite drivers. It's always cool to see a big grid. We had a big grid last year for sure. It's going to be another big one. I'm sure you're pretty happy every time you go to these big Ignite majors. You see these grids of karts that came out of the St. Louis manufacturing plant, and it's the Freeber legacy of the sport continuing on under the Margay brand.
Well, I don't know about that, but it was really great last year to see the big Ignite fields there. They were some of the biggest classes there.
Yeah.
And we just came back from Quincy, 6 weeks ago, and I think we were like 60% of the total entries there with Ignite. It continues to build, it continues to grow because it makes sense, and we try to take care of our customers there and do a nice job. But the one thing I do want to mention, you mentioned their name before, or his name before, Tony Nielsen. This is our 20th year working with Tony.
Wow.
So 20 years in a row with Tony, that he's been a part of our family, and he's let us hang out with his family. So we're really proud of that association, and we're proud of all the success Tony's had. And we just got to run at his track, and his track, 61 Cartway, his family's track, 61 Cartway, just up the road from Rock Island, and a great connection for the Rock Island Grand Prix. You can be on one side of the fence. You can be a spectator at the Rock Island Grand Prix. You can get involved in karting at 61 Cartways season round, right up the road, and come back and participate the next year as a racer at Rock Island. So again, real happy with our association with the Nielsen family, and just another great family from that part of the country, and another familiar face that you see every year at that race, and just looking forward to meeting up with them again.
Yeah, always a pleasure to see Tony and his family there at the racetrack every time. Always nothing but smiles. They're just, obviously, as we know, hardcore racers. And let's just slap the legend moniker on him right now, because he is truly one of the legends in our sport. There's no doubt about that. Who's got the numbers? How many rocks does he have? How many wins does he have now? Come on, Cole, get that out there. Get the spreadsheet.
I think it's
26.
26?
26.
Yeah.
Is he number one right now, or is Lawson still number one?
No, Lawson still has that, I believe, at 28.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, Tony's only going to run 48 classes this year, so it's a good opportunity for him to get at least 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, the odds are in his favor.
But yeah, definitely one of the legends. And listen, part of his legendary lore is what he's done at Rock Island and other racetracks as well. Everything at 61 Cartway too.
It was 2015 that he won 6 in one day.
6? Oh my God! Wow.
AJ Foyt used to say it was the Indianapolis Motor Speedway that made AJ. Not the other way around. And certainly the Rock Island Grand Prix has a lot to do with Tony's legendary status that Rob has just bestowed upon him. That I'll have to live with from now on.
I'll get a T-shirt made up for him. Don't worry.
Thank you for that, Rob.
I mean, there are a lot of legends on and off the racetrack at Rock Island Grand Prix.
That's true. That's true. Very true.
Very
true. Kung Fu fighting, baby.
One thing real quick to mention that I think a lot of people don't know about the area, but, besides Rock Island and 61 Cartway, we have dirt kart tracks. We have 2 stock kart tracks. We have Cordova Dragway, which recently had the 70th annual World Series of Drag Racing. I mean, this is a racing community, and our tourism people have this deal where they have a company that tracks spectators by tracking cell phone usage, and ours just keeps going up every year, and it's like last year was 20,000 people over 2 days.
Wow.
And that's, pretty unheard of for karting, but it's a racing community, and it's gonna keep going up. And the numbers aren't what they are. I mean, it could be more, it could be less. I mean, little kids don't come with cell phones, and I think it tracks just people who use them. But I mean, there's just a lot of people that come. You don't realize it until you start looking around. There's no big grandstand with 20,000 people in it. It's just people milling everywhere, checking out the town, checking out the different racing in the different corners, and asking a lot of questions and all that. And it's something that's pretty unique to kart racing. Certainly, and maybe us street racers are a little bit more familiar with it, but a lot of kart racing happens at a track in the middle of nowhere that spectators couldn't find if they wanted to. So,
yeah. And Roger, you know what it is about that? It's the cool down lap. Once you've got the checker flag, you do the cool down lap. You can literally hear people screaming. In front of the Holiday Inn last year were a bunch of real hooligans, but they were having a great time. There's no doubt about that. But that's the cool down lap. People are waving, they're screaming and yelling, and that's something that's very cool at Rock Island for sure. Seeing people in some corners 3-4 deep. That's always been a big cool part of Rock Island for sure.
Yeah, your hooligans are back. I think they have 12 rooms this year.
That sounds about right. Well, they had a great time last year for sure. Yeah. Well, guys, let's wrap things up. Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time. We are 1 month away. The countdown is on for this year's Rock Island Grand Prix. As you know, David Cole will be there, EK, and trackside coverage throughout the entire weekend. We'll stream the live audio play-by-play as well. Just hoping for a great weekend, hoping for great weather, as we know. Obviously, Rock Island with the new downtown all done up with the new track. I'm excited to hear. I won't be there, but I can't wait to hear what the insight is from the new track, because I think if you put that little right-hander in with the hairpin, it's going to change everything up. I appreciate it.
We'll see.
Nice.
We hope so.
We'll see. Roger, Keith, Ty, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll drop that back. Let's wrap things up here, David. Again, those are some 3 big players of the Rock Island Grand Prix, as we know. Spent a lot of time with Keith Freeber there. We've known Roger since 1997, I think was the first year that I announced. I announced the shifter kart category there in 97. Then 15 years after that, I was the primary play-by-play announcer before I couldn't make the race anymore. But you've been there for 21 years now, you said. So since you started with me.
Yeah, this will be 21. So yeah, it's crazy. 21 times going now. It's just unreal. I could drink with people who were born that year.
That's very true. That is true.
I won't say who was making babies that year.
Yeah. Well, folks, there you go. Labor Day Classic. Yeah. If you haven't been to the Rock Island Grand Prix, go race.
Yeah, exactly it. You got the opportunity to
see, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I graduated high school that year, but that's okay. You got the opportunity for the Ignite program, shifter drivers, or just, again, bringing your own Briggs kart and racing in the many categories for the Briggs division. They have the 100cc stuff as well too, and of course vintage. That's always the loud and unique category that we get to watch and experience all weekend long.
David, we've done so many races, right? I've run on the Pro Tour, down in the SCUSA Winter Series. I ran the Super Nationals one year. I've run Quincy. I always love going to Rock Island. It's a place where I always kind of took my time getting up to speed over the practice sessions, but there's just something about taking those flat out, those 90-degree corners flat out. Car feels so good. It just kind of drifts a little bit back over to the right-hander in turn number 4. There's just something about Rock Island. It's always a place I love getting on the racetrack. So much fun. Even that year that I broke my rib and doing something else, I jumped in a kart just for the main event, I think, at the end.
Yeah, I think you felt bad for me because I wrecked in every session.
I jumped into your kart at the very end, started last. Took me a while to get
that was speed. Again 10 years. That was in 2015. That was the first year of the Ignite. So excited to get back to the Rock Island again, the 30th edition. It's crazy to be thinking that again. We talked about Supernats. It'd be 28 for Supernats, 30th for Rock Island. There's just so many events like this are unique like this to experience. So again, hit the bucket list, be part of it.
Thank you so much, folks, for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Again, another great face-to-face for you. More to come here throughout the season. But on behalf of Roger, Ty, and Keith, thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, on behalf of that guy over there, David Cole. My name is Rob Howden. Bye for now.